Okay, so that's good concept art for Hellblazer. I'm okay with that. As long as they kept...
Still kind of like Sting. That's good.
That's how John Constantine looks.
I know, it's great.
That's why I hated Keanu Reeves. Oh.
He's got the circles under his eyes, the stubble.
And he cannot do a British accent for his life. He just can't do it.
Okay.
He tried to in Dracula.
And guys, we are back for the second hour of the Untitled Super Cool Nerd Show, and we're moving on to our nerd news, video game, comic book news this week. Of course, our guest Derek Wally and Chachi Hood are back. They're going to be chiming in. Muse is anxious to talk about video games. I know you
Starving.
are. You're starving. You should have come. I didn't have dinner either. I'm missing tandoori chicken, so I don't want to hear it.
Aww.
Yeah.
For those of you that are watching, McDonald's just walked by, and that's what happened with everyone's
really?
faces. We're hungry.
Tandoori
Also,
chicken,
we are
huh?
bringing Mark Hay on the show. MC, what's up with Mark Hay? 10 minutes? Okay, so we're going to talk some nerd news while we wait for Mark Hay to come on. So this week we did find out, also, anybody see the World War Z trailer footage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Any of you guys fans of the book?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I want to hear your thoughts on it, because, go ahead.
I didn't picture when I read the book, I didn't picture them as runners.
Nope. I don't
Yeah.
like, none of us are fans of fast zombies.
Well,
Well,
no.
I like 28 Days
20 days later,
I
rock,
don't know,
yeah.
personally, when the zombie apocalypse happened, I don't want the fast
But the
zombies.
thing,
Oh, no.
my,
I
my,
want the slow
no one
Walking
would
Dead
my
want
argument
zombies.
for 28 Days Later is the fact that they clarify their rage heads. They're
Right.
not zombies. There is
Yeah.
a difference.
Right. I could see, like, having runners if they're undead, having runners maybe in the beginning, but as they begin to rot, walk a little bit slower. I could see that.
I mean, you have to look back at the classic, George Romero really set the stage for zombie movies, and there's a certain precedent I think that really
But he didn't make the first zombie movie.
he didn't.
But he did definitely redefine it, and he had them undead.
Exactly.
So.
Night of the Living Dead, I don't know, anytime I think about a zombie movie, I immediately associate it back to Night of the Living Dead and just the slow creeping terror that zombies provide, as
I think-
opposed to action zombies. That
I think it
do
makes sense for them to be
parkour.
quick before they're injured.
So,
Sure.
I think that makes
Well,
sense.
what I liked
their
about the
muscles
book,
still work.
Right.
that the movie, I don't know, it doesn't really look like it's going to be capturing that, is the fact that it was these interviews with different people who experienced the, World War Z from different parts of the world, and instead we're just getting, following
Brad Pitt being an action star.
Yeah, being an action star, being
Oh,
with his family and
jeez.
stuff.
it seems like we're going to get an I Am Legend kind of thing out of this.
Yeah, the Battle of Yonkers, because they show it kind of in the trailer, it just doesn't look. Because they're just it's just this goop of CGI mess
Yeah.
on top of each
I
other.
don't like
and-
CGI zombies either.
Right.
No.
That's what bothered me about I Am Legend.
I think that's one of the successes of Walking Dead. The zombies are real. They're as well TV real. You can see them. Plus, I don't know. I like the slow zombies, the ones you can just kind of push in the face. Get out of my face.
Plus, it's jobs for contortionists.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. So it helps the economy. Come on, guys. Let's think real here.
I would like to also add there are too many guns in Texas for the zombie apocalypse to actually happen.
Yeah, we'd be fun.
MC and I are always talking about if the zombie apocalypse happens, we're just going to go on my roof, Friday night. Hey man, I'm bored. You want to go shoot some zombies? Yeah, let's go. Just snipe them from the roof with our 30-06s. It'll be awesome. But the footage came out this week. There's been a lot of mixed reaction on it. It doesn't feel World War Z to me. I'll probably still see it. I do a nerd show. I got to see it and give my actual thoughts on it. So.
For me, it just seems that you can't really tell that story as a film. As Derek was saying, those of you who read the book, that it's about a guy who's hearing about he's chronicling what the zombie outbreak
Right.
and the recovery of it and every aspect of that. And you can't really do that in a film in a 2-hour span or hour and a half or 2.5 hours, however long the film is supposed to be. It's one of those things that if you're going to bring it into a medium that you're going to be watching on a screen, a miniseries would have made more sense to me.
Probably, maybe if they had.
But then there was The Walking Dead, and that's pretty fierce
So
competition.
yeah,
Well,
Walking Dead
that's what I
kinda
said,
has that market
miniseries.
now.
Not quite as a series, a television
Oh.
series. But at the same time, you don't make the same kind of money off of a miniseries that you would off of a big
of a
budget
movie.
movie
Yeah.
with Brad Pitt.
And back to big budget movies. Our other news this week is we may have some of the first casting for the new Amazing Spider-Man 2. They are looking at the villain to be Electro this time around.
Okay.
And reportedly, in early talks to play the villain, this comes from IGN.com, is going to be Jamie Foxx
I like it.
as Electro.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. He's got a very allergic personality. I can see
Jamie
that.
Foxx is a very good actor. He's a good actor.
Wow.
I think he could pull it off. Of course, I had to deal with a friend of mine. Well, not a friend, just somebody. He knows who he is. Actually, he is my friend. But he actually said, I didn't know Electro was black. To which,
Why does it matter? Yeah.
to which this is also coming from a friend of mine who is black. He was
When do we not have studio makeup?
he
you
was
guys?
doing it as a joke. He's going to be My question is
White face makeup.
my question is he still black when he becomes electrified? Because he's kind of white now. It's kind of like a Michael Jackson thing. I'm just saying.
Sure.
You know. But
or when
he's
Eddie
like-
Murphy did the bit on
I'm
SNL.
pretty sure we turn people into like demons and fairies and stuff. I think we can turn them white. I don't think
I don't
that is
see
the
what-
farthest fetched thing in the world.
I don't think we have to.
But
I
I'm
don't think
kidding.
that matters.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah.
I know
He
what's
can be black.
Maybe he'll be wearing a Static Shock costume.
Static Shock.
Oh, okay. Now there's something I wouldn't mind seeing on film. I love
Yeah.
that series.
That would be. I love Static Shock.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
I'm glad they finally brought him into the DC universe, and
I don't know that he really fits Electro, but yeah.
it's
That'd be cool.
kind of like the argument where I kind of had a little bit of nerd rage because I heard two people. Oh yeah, me nerd rage really. Anyway, I heard two people conversating over like, oh, why'd they have to make Nick Fury black and Kingpin black? And my immediate response to this line of questioning was because F you, that's why. And it wasn't my proud.
Well, the
a
real
lot
thing
of
is, like,
a
they're-
lot of them were probably originally black, and it just wasn't accepted.
Well, it's like the argument when people said like they get irritated that Nick Fury
Get
was.
to the mic.
Oh, sorry. It's like the argument when people say that Nick Fury shouldn't be played by Samuel Jackson. Well, in the Ultimate Universe, they actually spawned the new Nick Fury after Samuel Jackson's image, and then he agreed to play him in the
Well,
movie.
Yeah,
The
they're all very
argument-
self-aware.
The argument also
Yeah.
is these characters were created in a time when it was not as popular to have a black character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's face it, one of our most famous characters from back in the day was probably Luke Cage with the big yellow shirt down to his navel and chain belt and a silver damn tiara. Sweet Christmas. I'm so glad they made that character better in the comics. I'm just so but
Well, it's like. Sorry.
go ahead.
It's like when they came out with the half Mexican, half black Spider-Man.
Oh, we don't want to talk about him
Why?
because it's horrible. That's why.
I haven't read it.
I don't like Ultimate I was a big fan of the Ultimates universe before they made the big change and just started killing people off at random and replacing characters. I wasn't a big fan of that. But anyway,
Is it not good?
I don't like it anymore.
But the fact that they
I
changed
liked
his
it when it was
race.
good.
Are we to video games now?
I like the Ultimates universe when it was good.
Your IQ just went up like 20 points.
That's impossible.
That was so adorable. You look just like Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, don't do applause on that. Yeah, the beard totally makes me look like Zoe Deschanel. Which I'm doing the No Shave November and what, we're 9 days into this thing and
You
already.
have her eyes.
They're not nearly as big.
What the?
Is your wife doing the No Shave
Stop.
November with you?
Stop.
Is this a family thing?
No
That's,
comment.
it's kind of like one of those which you'll probably threaten me with to shave the beard. It's like, you
Bangs
know
would
what?
look
I'm
really
going to
good
do
on
it too.
you.
Okay, I'm
There
totally
you
going to
go.
shave
I gave
that.
you ammo. Better love me.
Yes, thank you for giving my lovely wife ammo. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Are we on video games now?
No, we're not on video games. We're gonna be bringing another guest over. And for this, how are we gonna do this?
Fine.
Caitlin, you're gonna scoot over here, and you're gonna. Well, we don't have another chair to bring up. Okay. Can we?
We can
Okay.
share.
Can
Yeah,
we get
we can
Mark and?
Pop out.
Okay, we'll get Mark in here. Okay, there he is, right there. Okay.
I'll step out for a second.
All right, we're bringing another guest on. You guys are our special guests. You guys are here to chat and stuff. So we are going to be bringing Mark Hay, who was nice enough to host us over here at Comic Asylum. And he's going to be talking about Comic Asylum and showing us some of his awesome artwork, which MC is a big fan of this. Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
welcome to the show. This is Mark Hay. You are...
Nice to meet you.
This is Kat, and that is Muse down at the end of the table.
Hello.
Muse, you
to
want
meet
to...
you.
Nice to meet you.
You want to move down or anything so you can,
I-
or you want to help him show artwork? That's what you can do.
I can do that.
You're like the Vanna White of the show. Or was
Okay.
that too old for
What are we
you?
wanting
Uh,
to see?
She's still
Well-
on the TV, sir.
Wanna go
Well,
Every
Mark,
night.
I do
Wheel of
also want to
Fortune,
thank
still
you
there.
for hosting us here at the
She's
shop.
old.
My
but
pleasure.
It's a
still
great shop. I
beautiful.
remember when you guys were across the street over there. How long has Comic Asylum been open?
8 years.
8 years?
Yep, September of 2004.
Hey, MC.
Yo,
He just wanted some airtime on the show. Who's watching the boards? Watch the boards. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But Mark, you're also an artist, and wow.
Actually, I'm an art dealer. I unfortunately have no artistic talent of my
Oh.
own, but I work with artists like Charlie Allard of The Walking Dead.
That is
sell
awesome.
their
That
original
is-
artwork. So this is the published cover to issue 106,
Yep.
which has been solicited but isn't in the stores yet.
We
So
are
this
getting
is a double
exclusive.
wraparound cover. This is the hand-drawn, one-of-a-kind original artwork for it.
There's
And-
actually still
and-
some sweat left on it. Some sweat from when he was working on
And
it.
it is awesome that you're going to let me have that. That is great. Let's give this man a round of applause here. He's going to let me have that.
You have
I
a
would
nice
also-
house to trade, right?
I would also like to thank you for clothing me in one of their shirts here.
My
It's pretty
pleasure.
awesome. I came in here shirtless. They put a shirt on my back. I appreciate that greatly. You know, just
How much would a piece like that?
go ahead.
How much would a piece like that
I w-
cost?
This particular one, around $10,000.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna put this
MC
down.
just,
Yeah.
I just saw a sweat bead on his head right there.
Can I touch it?
Sure.
I don't even want to
I
touch
don't want
it.
to touch it anymore.
After he said 10,000, I was like, I have to give it
My
back.
hands, all the sweat just went back inside of my body. I am ready.
Wow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I don't even know what that
That
means.
is
I
an
don't know,
awesome
like, I just-
original piece of art, though. I love it.
I am nothing more than salt right now. This is beautiful.
Okay, so to clarify, you are an art dealer, and so you have a lot of exclusive art from artists. I want to see some of this.
Right. I'm representing their art sales for them. So there's a number of guys in the industry. Michael Lark, who's worked on Daredevil and Dark Tower. He's about to do a book called Lazarus with Greg. What's Greg's last name? He wrote Queen and Country. Mind freeze. Rucka. Greg Rucka.
Greg Rucka, yes.
Yep. So
Fairly
they're
Rucka.
doing a book. Michael Lark is one of my artists. Cameron Stewart, Tim Bradstreet,
Oh, I love Brad Street's art.
Sean Phillips, who does Fatal.
I love
You
this
guys
Punisher one.
Read that.
Also notice, by the way, in the shop, you do have a lot of great art in the shop. That immediately caught my eye when I came in. A lot of, I recognize some Adam Hughes up there.
Yep.
You got some more Walking Dead up there. Oh, you got that Preacher right there.
Glenn Fabry,
Oh, man. And
Mike Mignola, Hellboy in the back.
I didn't see the Mike. I didn't see that.
Lee Bermejo is another artist that I sell art for, and that's a Hellblazer cover right up there.
Yeah, we were just talking about Hellblazer and the run ending on
Yeah.
Hellblazer.
Disappointing.
It really is, especially since they're relaunching it as a new 52 version, which just leave Hellblazer alone. I forgave the movie, but just leave my comic alone. You've got some other stuff, dear, don't you?
Yeah, this particular stack is more Walking Dead, Charlie Allard stuff that has been published. If you get the hardcover for The Walking Dead on the back, it always has a back cover, and so this is the artwork for the volume 8.
So if somebody wanted to procure some of this art that you have, what would they need to do?
Well, the website, my website is splashpageart.com.
Right?
And all the scans for all the art that's available is on the website. So it's got a checkout system. You can click on what you want and build the shopping cart, and then send me an email message, and I will contact you and tell you how to go about purchasing.
And there is some great stuff on that site, too, that I'm going to have to get because we're decorating a studio, so we're going to need some art on there. What else you got here?
Good
This
abstract
is-
piece on the back there.
It's been around the block a few times. So this is some of my personal collection, just some odds and ends, some stuff that is by artists that I sell art for, and some guys that I don't. So I've been a Spider-Man fan for a long time, and this is a
You've got some
John
Romita.
Jr. Piece of Peter, Mary Jane, and then some so Frank Cho.
Oh my
Spider-Man
goodness! I
sketch.
wish y'all were looking at this right now. This stuff's amazing.
I love French.
Here we go.
There we go. Be the Vanna. Be the Vanna.
And
There we go.
then,
It looks good.
Have a few other sketches. So another Adam Hughes, Mary Jane. This is Frank Cho. And then let's see. This is if you guys have been
Yep, some text here.
X-Men or X Factor fans. This is Jay Lee.
Oh, that was
from,
in
the 90s, like 92, I think.
that was during
X
the
Factor 85.
storyline where Professor X got shot. That's right.
And we've got, this is a little
Ooh.
Tim Sale
Yes.
piece. And then Michael Lark, Gotham Central.
I
work.
love
You
Tim
guys-
Sale stuff.
Any of y'all read that back in the day?
Ah,
Travis.
that's
Cheris.
personalized there.
Yeah, these are some sketches. I bought some art from Travis years ago, and so he did these pieces for me. A little Joe Quesada
Oh.
Wolverine head sketch. Wills Portacio Wolverine. Let's see. So a couple Charlie Allard Walking Dead, some early stuff that I have.
What's that piece right there?
Which one?
That
I want
one.
to see the nudie girl.
Yeah, I wanted to see the naked girl.
It's Lady Death by Richard Ortiz.
That is pretty. I love the art. Nouveau.
Yep, the Nouveau.
Nouveau.
There's art here? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking
okay, I
at
was missing it.
And then, let's see, you guys fans of Chew at all? That's a piece by Rob Guillory. And we got Sean Phillips, Hellblazer page that he did. And
Yes.
he drew himself in the page. I can't remember the writer, but this is the writer. It might be Pete Milligan. I can't
You've got to
remember.
always love when you can do that when you're working on a comic. I'm just going to draw myself in this time.
This is, let's see, Michael Lark, Amazing Spider-Man, and Kurt Connors, obviously the Lizard. He had a asshole boss that Michael drew me as the character. Since I'm
Really?
his art dealer, so yeah, he drew me in. And so I have the page where he's telling Connor how it is, and so I guess that's that character's first appearance, that issue, and just a few other odds and ends that I picked up. Some going all the way back when I was just getting sketches in the '90s. Brian Denham. This is a recent piece with David Peterson, which if you guys fans of Mouse Guard, it's a great book. Let's see, Goran Suzuka, he did work on Why the Last Man. He's one of the artists I sell art for, and so this is a sketch they did. Let's see, and then this is a Chew cover issue 6, Rob Guillory. So those are just some of the things I've accumulated over the years.
It's a great collection
for
you got there.
myself. And some of the stuff on the walls is my personal collection as well.
Well, thank you for sharing your store and your stories and quite literally your treasure here. That's some amazing stuff right there.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
Chris Dangerous
Beautiful.
texting me during the show. Crazy. It is.
I'm honestly a little bit in awe of the art that you possess. It's. I had no idea that you dealt that level of craftsmanship
Extreme.
here. Yeah, from this little shop. Because I've been here before to play D&D in the back and Magic, but I had no idea that you guys were.
Yeah, most people come in and really don't realize what they're getting to see. I mean, there's lots of art here that has been published, and obviously top-notch guys in the industry. And there's more stuff, more art in the back on the game room walls as well. So try to rotate it every once in a while with new pieces or some guy's stuff that I sell art for. Paulo Rivera, there's a Fantastic Four cover floating around here somewhere. But I have thousands and thousands of pieces so that people can view on the website and check out and even purchase. So
And that
been doing
website-
that for 10 years.
And that website is
Splashpageart.
splashpageart.com.
Yep.
Go there. Also, visit comicasylum.com. The store is located in Richardson, Texas, on the southwest corner of Arapahoe and Jupiter. Look for the red sign. It's a great store. Thank you again for hosting
Hey,
us.
thanks for
and
coming,
the art
guys.
is awesome. So go get you some art and put it on your wall.
And if
Appreciate
you're
it.
using your GPS to get here, it's going to tell you it's on the wrong side of the road.
Yes.
That's because
What?
they move.
GPS is evil.
I have to ask, what is the I'm money concerned right now, being a college student. What is the price range for the pieces that you have?
Oh, I got it right here.
It's really going to depend on
Oh, you want the
the
stuff off the-
artist and the art.
Don't get originals. Sorry.
Yes, get originals.
Well, there are
And
originals
frame them.
that are $50, but there's also originals that are several $1,000s.
Right.
It just kind of depends on, what you're trying to get. If you're trying to get a published cover of Walking Dead, yeah, it's going to be several $1,000s. But an interior page can be, $200, $250.
Wish I had money like
But
that.
just go into a comic book show and find, one of my favorite artists is going to be there and ask him.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit of money. Maybe you can get something
Well,
completely
yeah, you can
original.
get the sketches and stuff
You
at
can
the
get a
shows.
sketch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there's Daredevil pages that are published by Michael Lark for $100, $150. So it's really not that bad when you think that these are one of a kind
It's really
published.
reasonable.
And I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and give the real address for the Comic Asylum, 905 North Jupiter Road, Suite 170, Richardson, Texas, 75081. Store hours Monday closed, Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. There. I wanted to plug
Thank you.
Hey, don't trust Google. Don't trust the Google. Especially Apple Maps, right? Am I right? Am I right?
I don't like Apple
Okay.
at all.
Wait a minute.
For those of you that didn't get it.
I don't like
Oh.
Apple either.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, what about the game room in the back? Because if you couldn't hear the all the background noise, it's not like they're actually gaming here. What kind of games do you have, and what nights do you do?
Well, tonight, Magic the Gathering, it's Friday Night Magic, so starting at 7 and usually ending around 11:30.
Friday Night Magic.
It's constructed Magic the Gathering tournaments. People bring their own decks and play against other people. So that goes on almost every night of the week. We have a different kind of Magic
And
tournament.
you also have held tournaments here before, haven't you? You've held like mini tournaments here before.
Right, we've held tournaments here. We've also done Pro Tour qualifier tournaments at the Fort Worth Convention Center and
Oh.
other locations, which are the larger, higher level stuff. We also do, have Dungeons & Dragons every Wednesday night. We run World of Warcraft, the collectible card game, on Thursdays and Saturdays. We also run a lot of Warhammer 40K and fantasy tournaments and War Machine. Those are usually on Saturdays.
And now that you have a lot of game merchandise here, if you are a tabletop gamer, come through here because not only do you have some great art, of course, comic books, they have a lot of gaming merchandise
Yeah,
here.
board games.
Chris would be going
role-playing
crazy
games.
in here right now, and we wouldn't be able to do a show. Sorry, I wasn't getting distracted at
We
all.
have nice hats.
I know
Have
you got
hats
the
as well, T-shirts and
There's a Captain America
miscellaneous stuff.
They have Munchkin.
Yes, we do.
They have what?
Munchkin.
What is Munchkin?
Munchkin is a card game.
Ah, okay. I don't play a lot of card games.
Munchkin's really
You guys are gonna
magic.
have to teach me. You guys are gonna have to teach me. Some.
Munchkin is fun. We're gonna play Munchkin.
I've never played that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a beer and pretzels.
So apparently we're
game.
gonna have a movie in Munchkin night.
Yes.
Sweet.
Can
Kind of
I
a beer and pretzel kind of game. All right.
M&M's.
can I make an admittance on here? I've never played a tabletop RPG.
What?
At all? Never any of them? Not one.
My wife was even surprised when I
Not
told
one.
her. Not,
That's not possible.
You know, they even have superhero role-playing games.
What do you consider a tabletop game?
card games with mini figurines, things like that.
Nothing?
Not even Dungeons and Dragons.
Monopoly?
Life?
Oh well, Monopoly, yes, but not like a tabletop card game. I played Monopoly. And
You knock over those people's cars, all
I
their
play
kids go everywhere.
I play Candyland with my son. There, okay. He always gets the biscuit and jumps ahead of me.
It's like that, just more complex.
I'm pretty sure my
Very.
son. I'm pretty sure my son cheats at
Lot more.
Candyland, by the way, because he always beats me. So. Anyway, no, we want to thank Mark. Hey, thanks for coming
Hey,
on the show,
my
man. Thank you for
pleasure.
hosting us.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
you
showing
guys coming.
us a
Thanks for letting me touch
$10,000
your
piece of artwork.
My
No,
pleasure.
don't let her touch the artwork. She'll try to run off
Very
with
nice
it.
to meet
Yes.
you. Thank you for letting me touch the art.
I love
Anytime.
touching the artwork. Okay, Muse, I know you want to move into video game news.
I thought of a comic that would be really cool to animate.
What?
That was a live action movie.
Okay,
V
go
for
ahead.
Vendetta. That would be cool.
V for Vendetta is a
I
cartoon?
like V for Vendetta
okay.
a lot.
I could actually see that. I could actually see that.
I would
We're
not
not-
call it a cartoon. It would definitely have
I
to be
got
like
stuff.
anime style.
See this? We're going to be handing these out when we go places. I'm gonna take a couple of them so we can hand them out.
So do we want to talk about video games, guys?
Okay, fine. You want to
video games?
I do like video games too, and also
All right.
Muse. I know you don't have currently have an Xbox, but me and MC and I we had to split our time because for some reason they decided to torture me by making Assassin's Creed come out the week before Halo 4 came out,
Right?
which I don't know
Crazy.
why they tortured me so. So we actually had
Because
to,
the holidays are coming up and they want you to buy both.
well, also we have to talk about these games on air. So MC is currently playing Halo 4. I'm still playing Assassin's Creed 3.
And I'm not playing either one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Assassin's Creed for Christmas. I'm hoping somebody might get me that.
But there are 2 other games that I'm excited about. So, but you guys can talk about yours.
Well, I was going to say I was updating my Facebook and Twitter with the most interesting nerd in the world updates this week. And one of my ones I did was he completed Halo 4 with a single headshot 2 months ago. He is the most interesting nerd in the world.
You sound very proud of that
That's
one.
comedy.
Nice.
Come on, you got to laugh. What do you know about him?
I was still thinking about how that
I write for
worked
this
out.
damn show.
It's late.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay.
Erica
So,
hasn't been fed.
Did you want
She's
to talk?
tired.
Did you want to talk about Grand Theft Auto
Yeah, and Dead Space actually.
and
Both.
Dead Space, which the only game
Which
that
one's
is,
first?
GTA 5, I want to hear about that.
All right,
yeah.
let's go.
Okay, go ahead. Let's talk some GTA 5.
I am really excited about Grand Theft Auto 5 because I love the Grand Theft Auto games because you can do anything, especially beating up an old lady with a baseball bat. Who doesn't love to do that after a stressful day? So, the really cool things about the new one is you have 3 different playable characters instead of just the one, and you can switch out throughout the entire game, and you're playing the missions at different angles. So if you're not happy with what you're doing in the mission, you can change to a different character within the mission. The 3 characters are actually involved with each other throughout the game, and you can switch throughout all 3 characters as you do the missions, so you can do the missions differently. See what I'm saying? So you get different
Sure.
angles, and you can be different people. Yeah. So it was really cool that they did that, and they improved all of the pedestrians and the way that they worked. They made it more realistic. You can...
They don't just let you take your car whenever you open the
No,
front
they
door.
don't. They actually fight you now, and the fighting is a lot more realistic. It's a lot more Mortal Kombat style fighting. Actually, some of the
You can rip their
some of the
spines
pedestrians
out?
are talented. You'll run into pedestrians that can actually fight. Okay, you can't rip their spines off. That would be really cool.
See,
But
I miss old GTA where you could like cut someone's head off and have that like blood just shooting out of their neck.
Or Road Rash when you run over the lady and she's still beating you with her purse. And she's already dead.
The
I
one
miss
thing,
the hot coffee mod.
the one thing that I'm waiting for, because we've had Saints Row come out where there was a lot of multiplayer in that, and with the 3 characters in GTA 5, since we are getting 3 characters, they haven't
Yes.
really announced any multiplayer for it though, because that is one of the things that Grand Theft Auto really hasn't delved into. I mean, you've got 3 playable
They
characters.
don't
GTA
really
4 had
want
it.
to,
Yeah.
But
but
it-
I mean, they just weren't. That just wasn't what they were going for.
But that seems like one thing that Saints Row kind of got right, where GTA kind of.
The online multiplayer for GTA 4 was the thing I liked most about it. I felt really disappointed by the narrative of the game, and I really didn't like the main character, and I hated getting constant text messages from
But
Yeah,
his
they'll
annoying
still have the
cousin.
multiplayer.
But I really did enjoy the multiplayer on GTA 4.
And they improved on the multiplayer in Red Dead Redemption a lot.
This is true. Yeah,
It-
Rockstar did. They did, and that came after GTA 4. So.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for another GTA game. What are your favorite GTA games? Because what's your favorite one?
I'm not done talking about this one.
I'm sorry.
Continue, please. I think she's
There
going to
was
explode.
Okay,
Please.
okay. So you start with the characters, and then you got the pedestrians that they improved. They also improved the driving. The driving is much more realistic. The cars don't leave the road easily, and it's going to be more like an actual racing game. The steering and everything is going to be a lot more like a racing game. It's going to be a lot like GTA style
Okay.
controls. And different cars will drive differently. Rather than if you get in any
Right
car,
on.
it's the exact same response. Different cars are going to go faster. Different cars are going to be better. And different cars are going to be slower and easier to turn over. Whereas if you steal someone's SUV and you take off, you're going 80 miles per hour, you turn a tight turn, it's going to flip over, but it's not going to fly into the air.
Right.
So,
I like flying.
but if you're in a really expensive car and you're going 300 miles per hour, you're probably going to leave the ground. So it's a lot more realistic, and I really like that they did that.
Well, they're also providing more choices this time around too, especially being able to switch between the 3 characters and
yeah.
play out each angle of. Because the main thing is going to be pulling heists in the game, which I'm really interested
Right.
about that. I guess it's going to be like procuring stuff
Well,
for
you've
the
got
heist.
one.
And
Each character has a different skill set. so that if you don't like what you're doing in the game, you can change what you're doing. One of them is going to be the robber, one of them is going to be the plan maker, and one of them is going to be the one that makes sure that everything goes down properly, that kind of thing. Like, they each have a different skill set.
Right on.
And the one thing that they are taking away, you will not be able to own real estate in the game. No houses. Nope.
No safe houses?
I know.
I kind of like that.
I don't know if you'll. I don't know if they're still
I
going to
liked
provide
watching
you.
TV in GTA 4.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
I like just that I own most of the city.
That was like the Sims
Right?
aspect of it, though.
I think my favorite GTA was Vice City, and I pretty much owned that city by the
San
end.
Andreas, man.
I
Had the best soundtrack.
CJ, they said don't expect him or Tommy in any of these games. There will be no GTA 4 and
The
5.
original characters are gone, yeah.
GTA 4 and 5 exist in a separate high-definition universe, as they say. So that means we improved the graphics a little bit or something. But the trailer is out. It looks good.
Well, they
ready for
started
it.
on GTA 5. The reason he's saying that also is because they started from scratch on GTA 5. They didn't bring over the stuff from GTA 4. They just kind of started over with a whole new game and wanted to bring in all the aspects, and they wanted to change everything that everybody complained about. They wanted to make everything more realistic.
Why not call it something else?
Because you got to make money off the name.
The established franchise, sure.
I hope
Sure.
it keeps
I was
the
like-
satire and everything.
Right.
There are things that still carried over because it's GTA. So
I still felt like when GTA 4 came out, I was really excited about it, and I got the special edition that came with all the extra stuff, like a lockbox and all kinds of, and I paid for that ahead of time. It was stood in line to get it. And it was
Because
so
we're
stoked,
suckers.
right? And I was just so incredibly let down because it wasn't that over the top cartoony type violence that I got to have with San Andreas and in GTA 3 and with Vice City. But I felt that Saints Row 2 gave me those things that GTA 4 didn't.
yeah,
Saints Row gave us everything.
Right.
The things that you can kill someone with in that game, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you play
I actually haven't played the Saints Row games.
check it out. Check out.
it
Just skip all the rest of them and go right to Saints Row the Third.
You beat someone to death with a dildo.
Just-
I feel
it
like
dildo?
hanging my head
Yeah.
this
It's so
entire time I haven't
true, but
played
it's
Grand
hilarious.
Theft Auto or
But
Saints
is it a
Row.
vibrator?
You haven't played it?
That was like a big
Neither.
floppy
that's what
purple
happens when
dildo.
you animate Jay and Silent Bob's conversation.
What about?
You beat someone to death with a giant purple dildo.
Oh, jeez. What about? Wait a minute. What was I saying? Dead Space. Anybody? Dead Space players? Anybody?
So, yeah.
Dead Space?
Yeah,
And
I bought the second one for my wife because they kept showing the trailer. I'm a huge wuss when it comes to survival horror games.
You're making
They
a
just-
horror movie.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
Inspiration.
Yeah, but she kept seeing the trailer, so she got really excited about it. So I bought her the game. She played it for like a couple hours and has never touched it again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a couple seconds since she couldn't hold the
Yeah,
controller.
I was a little
Did you
disappointed.
leave her
by
alone in the
first game.
dark? Wait till the babies came out. That's when my cousin
Oh.
dropped the remote controller. She was like, "You have to play it for me. It shakes. I can't do it."
There's only been 2 video games that have really made me. Well, Fear kind of had some good elements, but BioShock.
Silent Hill 4.
Okay, that's
Dude,
just
Silent Hill 1,
When the
man.
That was a
Frankenstein
messed up
guy
game.
like rapes the other Frankenstein lady twin thing, and you have
Yeah,
to stay in the
that
closet,
game's
and
just
there's nothing
weird.
you can do, and if you put the remote control down, it vibrates in a pattern and it spells things. It's the creepiest game.
I actually thought Condemned was really scary.
Condemned is yeah.
that
one works, but Dead Space.
They're getting pretty
They-
out there.
They've really just messed me up. For especially the second one. The second one where it gets dark, but you can hear stuff moving
Yeah.
around, and your flashlight only illuminates like what's right in front
Okay.
of you, and the exploding babies.
In this one, the Dead Space 3 that's coming out,
There's a Dead Space 3
fake you
coming out?
Yes, there is. They kind of help you if you're one of those people that was not able to play through it because it was so scary.
Me.
You can play co-op with someone, so you have a buddy, so it makes you feel better. But you know
together.
what they did? They split the screens. You are not looking at the same thing. You are playing together in the same place at the same time, but it's different because one of your characters is insane and he's seeing things. So
That's
your
awesome.
partner,
Awesome.
That's great.
so your partner is going to be going down a hallway and not see anything. It's just going to look really evil, and there's going to be blood and guts all over the walls, and he's going to be freaking out and running through the hallway because it's freaking him out. But there's going to be monsters all around him, but he's not going to see them, but you are.
But they announced this for multiplayer as well, so
That's what
is
she's talking
That is
about.
an interesting dynamic, though.
And the screens are different, and you don't notice until you start screen looking with your partner, and you're like, okay, wait, there's a creature on your screen, not on mine, and it's coming at you, but you don't know it, but he does, and he has to be the one to save you.
And see, MC and I do a lot of multiplayer, but we do it like he's at his house, I'm at my house,
Awesome.
so it's going to be really cool
That's
to
really
do this
freaky.
because he's my multiplayer buddy right now.
Yeah, and you're gonna be like, dude, look what's behind you. He's like, there's nothing there.
We're going to be just screaming into our mics. It's going to be awesome.
You better shoot that.
I mean, the
great.
design of the monsters in Dead Space 2 really just blew it out of the park for me.
And when
But
you see Dead Space 3,
I have seen some of Dead Space 3. I'm a nerd. and
cry
I-
and pee a little. I just-
There was a part of Dead Space 2 where, because stuff would just pop out at you and start running at you on the game,
Oh yeah,
and that happened when my wife was behind me watching it, and
so creepy.
it scared me. But then she yelled right behind me, and I didn't. And I am not proud of the moment that I had right there because it was pretty much like, "Where's my pistol?" Guns don't
Oh,
work
I
on-
thought he was gonna say, "Where's my underwear?"
I like that you made it sound like your voice got deeper when
I
we
don't
know
need
it
to talk.
didn't.
I don't need to
Yeah.
talk about what happened to my underwear. All right. No, Becky just screams right behind me. It is dark in my living room in the middle of the night, and I have no there. Which, by the way, there are way too many entrances in that part of the house. I just want to say that right now.
Yeah,
And she's sitting behind me for like 5 minutes. And I don't know because I'm sitting there like, oh God, what's
you
going on?
you're so into the game. Yeah, you gotta be concentrated.
That I had to replace that controller.
It
I'm so glad it pauses the game when something happens to the controller, like the battery pack comes up.
Right.
Just the right switch button did not work anymore after that. The thumbstick.
it just like flies off.
that controller just
Did
went
you
somewhere.
beat your wife with the controller? Is that what you're implying?
Hell no. No. It flew across the room and landed on
No,
tile.
he tried
That's
to make his character run away too fast.
the controller just went somewhere, and I was like, I didn't even care that the controller was broken. That's how scared I was. I was just like,
But I have a love for that sneak attack in those games. Like the first Resident Evil, and you're walking down the pathway in between these two glass buildings, and something pulls you underneath the building. Yeah, right after the birds shatter the glass. So you're like, that was so loud, those freaking birds. You're like, stupid birds. And you're just walking, and then something sucks you underneath the house.
Well, this shows how much of a wuss
It's
I am.
beautiful.
I had the first Resident Evil game. It was the first game I had on the PlayStation, and it was right when you walk in the mansion, and you had the big foyer, and then you turned you saw the door on the right, you're like, oh, I'll open that, and you see a hallway. What could be so bad about this
what's wrong with this
hallway?
It's a
hallway?
solid hallway.
Got
What?
windows.
And you're walking down, and the second you cross that little table on the left-hand side, off the right, bam, there comes a dog into the window. I
Yes.
screamed like a girl. I threw the controller down, and that's the last I played of that game.
I hated those dogs.
I'm that guy who's that much of a
Those
wuss.
dogs were the worst.
See, what got me was the monkeys in like the fourth one.
The
Was it
big
the fourth
sw-
one? The
yeah.
big orangutans that were like skinless, and they came up on the balcony. You don't expect that. You're looking for their weird evil birds. You're looking for the dogs. You've kind of gotten used to all that kind of stuff. The exploding people. You don't expect a orangutan to be skinless, and you just they got me.
It's just a
They
shaped
got me.
orangutan. It's not
They
even a
got me.
monster, and you're just like, ah!
They got me on that one.
I know the other one that got me on Dead Space 2 was when we had the really bad hailstorm. It started while I was playing Dead Space 2, and I was
Oh
like,
my
at that point I was like, you know what? I'm done for the night. That's it.
I couldn't imagine
That
if
is
I had my
it.
headphones on and you don't notice there's a storm going on. You're like, hold on, you pause the game, you turn your headphones off, and the sound's still happening, and you're like, wait a second.
The
And in
scare-
Silent Hill, that'd be creepy because you have the real realm and then the scary realm, so you're wondering if your bathroom's gonna turn into like red bloody walls and like Triangle Man's gonna come in.
Cat,
You're just like,
I'm-
I'm
Massive
trying to pee.
flashback.
Since you haven't really been participating because you haven't played these games, what was the last video game that actually scared you? that just scared the crap out of you?
Clock Tower.
Clock Tower?
Oh, that one was a weird one.
Do you remember? It's from
That was
PlayStation
creepy.
2.
Yeah, that one was creepy.
Oh, that's
And you had
before
to go
my
through the
time.
tower multiple times.
And all you have is a lamp. You have a flashlight, and that's it.
Yeah,
The
you
whole
can't
game-
kill
The whole game
them.
is just running, really.
It is. You can't touch them. Like in Silent Hill when they had the ghost, you have to run away from. It's like that scene, but it's the entire game that way.
Have you guys played Slender?
That's what I was just about to mention.
She has another comment.
That is the scariest game I've ever played. I
Slender?
cannot play that game.
Clock Tower.
Look at you just gave you.
Cat?
I just Dead
said
Space
scary, he's
isn't-
like, meh.
Dead Space isn't scary. Slender is scary.
I'm not really big in the survival horror games.
I'm right there with you. Not really a big fan.
Not really,
Yeah.
no.
I want to. I want to kill stuff.
Like, I'm really excited for
Easily.
new Assassin's Creed and for Bioshock Infinite, but like I've been like wet with anticipation. Excuse my language. For Bioshock Infinite, like since
So to
2008.
speak.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I know.
Oh
it's
God, we
rude,
just jumped
like,
up in viewers. What happened? Yes, she did say that.
What else were you gonna say about Clock Tower? I'm just curious.
Clock Tower. It was frightening in the fact that you had no way to fight back. Like it was like that was like when I was 14 and I sat in my room alone in the dark with my little like 32-inch TV just like inches from the screen, like completely being devoured by nothing but darkness and pixels, and it was wonderful and terrifying. But that's
What I want you to do is watch Stay Alive, and then play Silent Hill 4, right in a row.
No.
I'm back to stuff I just want to kill.
But like nowadays, like I don't even
Alone.
find horror games really all that scary.
Oh, I gotta go back.
Board games?
Horror games.
Oh, I thought you said board games. I was like, I don't find board games scary either.
Board games are terrifying.
they don't
You don't
usually
want to
get
play
me.
Monopoly.
Only when you play them
It
with
brings
old
the
people
worst out
because
of
they
you.
take
It
forever.
really does.
Right.
All it does is remind you of your own mortality.
You need to time it like chess. Come on, Granny. You got a minute.
Okay, I
I
did
don't
have.
know what your warlord
See, I
did.
like playing Prototype. I just like going
Yes.
around and just like, slaughtering things. Like
Yeah.
that's my style. Like I have a very
you're
stressful
done
life,
with
I
it.
guess.
I
Like,
like-
no. I completely
no, I,
agree. Like,
I
think
spend
that's
hours.
what-
I don't play the story. I just go around just killing things. Like that's
But you
awesome
upgrade
for me.
so fast. Like I got to the top, I had all my abilities, and I was just like, what else can I do?
Keep killing.
When we
You
first
can only do that for so long.
when we
No,
first
you can
started
keep
out,
killing
Long time.
forever.
Yeah.
You can do it for a really long time.
I don't know. I need new ways.
I just love picking up people and running them up the building.
I like throwing
Oh.
helicopters.
Nice.
I liked throwing helicopters.
I know when we first started the show, MC was trying to get me to shoot a promo while I'm trying to play Prototype 2. So he just comes in and just turns on the damn camera and just like
See,
That's the
My
promo.
I'm like
idea-
drinking beer and playing Prototype 2.
my idea for his next ability would be like Spider-Man, but inverted. He doesn't swing from the buildings swing from him, and he's just throwing buildings at people.
That's pretty
Like
sweet.
the whole city comes down.
I feel like that would be a mix between like Katamari Damacy and
You
like
could be
some
developing
kind
games.
of kaiju, like giant monster.
What if he
mess.
became the building? What is he doing now? He's the building, and he's rolling around. He's collecting more buildings.
Yes.
That
But
doesn't
they're
sound nearly as
demonic.
fun.
But they're demonic, and
I'd
tentacles are
rather
coming
throw
out.
an entire building at somebody, being still human sized. Get to pick up a building and just chunk it at someone. That sounds great.
But we could add the Katamari aspect just for those people. We could have evil demonic Katamari.
I really
Okay.
like that.
Is it calamari?
Katamari.
Oh,
Have you ever
okay.
played
I could go for
Katamari?
Katamari.
When you have a little ball and it picks everything up, and then you pick up worlds when you get to the big
That game is just damned addictive.
It is.
I love Katamari Damacy.
Speaking of my last bit of news, which I didn't get to, but I'm kind of glad I saved it for the end. As you guys know, they're making an Ant-Man movie to coincide with all the Avengers stuff, being released in 2015. But are you guys also fans of the the weekly comic strip Peanuts with Charlie Brown
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
all those guys? Well, they are making a Peanuts movie,
Oh.
and they are putting it head to head with Ant-Man. Yes, November 25th, 2015 will be the release.
Is this a live action Peanuts? Because it'd be hard to
I
find a
get-
kid with
They
a head
have
that
not
big.
really announced any details to it,
hope
except
it's
that they're
animated.
making it. Kind of like with Disney, where the ink's not even dry. We're making Star Wars,
Sure.
I
but
really hope it's animated.
they're putting it up
I don't
against
think I could deal with a live action.
a live action Charlie Brown bald
Brown.
kid. That just
Yeah.
wouldn't make any
No.
sense.
That's like a live action Stewie.
Or maybe it'll be like
That would
You just get the same
CG,
kid and
and
squish
they'll
his
be
head.
in New York, and they'll have Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh my
That's
god,
the
I just
Smurfs.
found out what Stewie was. He's Charlie Brown that fell off a building.
Just squished it a little bit.
Oh God. Okay, we got 6 minutes left in the show. I guess we need to get any plugs we need to get in. Oh yes, I do want to talk about Wraith one more time. You need
Sounds
to go
good.
check out
Yeah.
whoisthewraith.com. Tagline: No one is innocent, no one is safe. Check them out on Facebook as well, facebook.com, Who is the Wraith, twitter.com, Wraith Short Film, and check out their Kickstarter. Help these guys out if you are a Texan like me. We got all, what we were talking about during the break. There's a lot of untapped talent in the Dallas area. There's so much, we have so much potential here, and that's why I backed you guys' film, just because I want to see it made, because you are from here, you're making it here. This is our town, and it'll bring, of course, more. What am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? More
Prestige.
notoriety.
Sure.
That's kind of the bad version. But
Well, just
anyway.
kind of bring the film industry to Texas. I mean,
And it needs to be
it's
here.
happening here.
The film industry is booming in Texas.
And it needs to be more.
Yeah,
we can
there's a
do
buddy of
so
mine in
much
Houston
more.
making an awesome movie called Patriot Act, and he's shooting it in Houston right now. It's check it out on the web, Patriot Act.
One of my favorite fan films, there was a Casey Jones fan film. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was filmed in Houston as well. So I'm always a big fan of Texas talent, and I would like to thank Chachi Hood and Mark. Sorry, I was
And
okay,
Derek
do it.
Welly.
and Derek Welly. When we were doing the promo for this
I'm
week's
like,
show, I kept
Mark
calling you
Wahlberg,
Mark Haley.
what?
I kept saying Mark Haley. I kept getting the two names flipped, and MC was just like shooting at me with an airsoft gun every time I screwed up. I'm just kidding. We do that with Chris when he shoots promos. There's a Loch Ness Easter egg. We'll look at that after the show. But yes, check out Who Is the Ray.
I like how all the toys are down there.
They're mine. That's why.
Yeah, but
No,
you already
no.
had yours. You took the
Go
other
ahead.
ones.
You can go ahead. Check out Masterpiece Sideswipe there. Also, thank you once again to Comic Asylum, located at 905 North Jupiter Road in Richardson, Texas. And thank you to Mark Hay for coming and showing us some of his artwork. Thank you to Chris Hill for coming on the show. Tell us about the North Texas Comic Book Show. Please visit Comic Book Shows Dallas and visit. I'm okay with you guys doing that. North Texas Comic Book Shows, they are doing another con.
Next time I'm
here
bringing my
November
puppy and we're
17th.
doing that. It's gonna take
You
on
will
your
never
action
bring
figure.
a dog on this show. Huh? Well, no one answered the other one, so they probably won't.
I should have asked him if pets were allowed at the show.
I certainly hope not. No dogs on my show.
Go as Faye and dress him as Ein.
Okay, well,
Faye
if you're
Valentine
on
can cover you up.
the,
You'd make a great Faye Valentine. You would.
Yes, I thought no.
Muse, do you have any plugs you want to do, or
Any plugs?
anything?
Do I have any plugs I want to do?
Oh Lord!
What are you saying to me right now? This is like middle school. I came in from a private Christian school and I didn't know what anybody was saying.
This is getting filthy.
All
real
these
quick.
lingos, I don't understand.
Okay, here is my last question. Also, you can answer this in the. If you're watching on the YouTube, go ahead and send me the email. But Mr. Miracle escaped from an apocalypse orphanage run by what nasty lady? That's an easy one.
What
You
are
gotta-
plugs? You have to tell me.
You know what I was doing when I was saying whoisthewraith.com and throwing it out there like that? That's called a plug.
That's plugging something.
I got it now. Now I can plug stuff.
I,
Thanks.
so to speak. Anyway,
I learned to plug stuff tonight.
It's a wonderful euphemism.
I also want to thank our guest host, my friend Kat. Kat, thanks for coming on the show. I'm never
having
booking.
me.
I'm never booking two gingers on the show again.
Maybe she has something she wants to plug.
Do you have something you want to plug? Hipsterglasses.com.
Hey, these are very useful because the lenses are really large, so I don't have to worry about stuff. Leave me alone.
Oh, I would like to speak up for my friends
We are
that
getting
do
Kat
Rocky
back on the
Horror
show.
Live at the Inwood Theater
Ah.
once a month, at the end of the month,
that's
last
a plug.
Saturday of the month, every month. And they have a website, Los Bastardos. Yeah, you should definitely check them out. They are hilarious, and they do a great job of doing Rocky Horror Live.
Derek, Chachi, it's your
like
turn to
$10
plug
to get
something. Besides, I already did Wraith, so
Alcohol
Derek,
allowed.
Well, I'm out of stuff then.
Well, check out the Texas Theater, like I said before. They're an awesome place. Check out our Kickstarter. Just look up Wraith on Kickstarter.com. Any help is really appreciated. We really do appreciate all the help that we've gotten so far.
Absolutely.
Represent another shout out to CCSD in Houston. Those are my brothers. Lou brothers.
You're wearing the shirt, so that's. I mean, you're wearing the sweatshirt, so there you go.
Oh, and a shout out to the dance crew, the Lost Boys, right?
No. Oh, that's not nerd related.
YouTube. I can't hear what he's saying.
Last one because
Someone
we're going,
interpret for me.
well, I did have one more. MPX Wrestling this weekend, Saturday in Bedford,
I'll do it next
Texas. MC and I are going to be attending. They have ECW legend Jerry Lynn in the house. Please go check those guys out too. This Saturday, wrestling, and check out our. If you ever seen, we did a promo on MPX. I took a vicious beating from. You ever seen the chop done in wrestling?
The Chop.
The chop where they smack someone
Oh,
across
yeah.
the chest.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you'll have to see the footage of that. Worst idea ever. But that is the end of the show. This is the Untitled Super Cool Nerd Show. I want to thank our guests again for coming on the show. We're definitely going to have you guys back.
Definitely.
We are definitely getting you back because that Kickstarter is getting funded. That movie is getting made. You guys are coming back to tell us about it.
Hell yeah.
At the end of the table, what is your name, lady?
Muse.
And you?
Catmandu.
This is Catmandu. Thank you, MC, the cameraman, for working the boards. And I am Jason TX. And Chris, we miss you. Until next time, guys, keep on nerding. We'll see you next week.
Laters.
Bye.
Holla.
Adios.
Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Let's get music.
Yeah.